Hello beautiful people. With Memorial Day in the rearview and 4th of July fast approaching, I wanted to share a recipe with you that would put a smile on all the veggie lovers' faces at your next cookout. Today we are making veggie burgers, and we're going to start by drying out beans. Now I've been drying these beans out for about 10 minutes on 200 degrees, and let's check and see if they're done. And the point of drying them out is so the finished product patty is not mushy. So, and you'll know they're done when they're popped open like this and white. Yeah, that feels good. So, I made these beans from scratch, meaning I made them from dry beans so I could begin to incorporate whatever flavors I wanted into the beans from the beginning of the cooking process. I used things like cumin, onion, bay leaves, jalapeno pepper, salt, all those things. And then I rinsed and drained them, put them on the half sheet pan and put them in the oven, like I said, for about 10 minutes on 200 degrees, just to get all of the moisture out. Next, let's talk about the other ingredients we will use for our filling. So, I've got some corn that I roasted earlier and cut off the cob. I just roasted it on 350 with the husk on. I've got 1 red bell pepper, which I'm going to chop up. Garlic, already chopped. 1 jalapeno pepper, seeded. And then 1 onion. So, I'm just going to go ahead and chop these on up. I'm going to put a towel under my cutting board so it doesn't move around on me. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my onion. So I'm just going to take my palm and lay it flat. And go ahead and just cut it that way. And then we're going to come along back to the other side. And what we want here is just a nice dice. We're going to puree all the ingredients so it doesn't have to all be exact. Now that I've got my onion chopped up, I'm going to move on to my peppers. So my trick with cutting the bell pepper is just going along the outside like that and removing the core just in one cut. Ooh, so nice. And I'm only going to use about half of it, so. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife to cut through that pepper skin. And we'll just run our back through. The flavors I'm incorporating inside of the veggie burger are kind of Southwestern inspired. So, and we got 1 jalapeno pepper. Just for a little added heat and flavor. I've got a saute pan here on medium-high heat. I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. Let it heat up for a little bit. So for toppings I'm going to use for these burgers, I'm going to do peppers, onions, and mushrooms sauteed up, shredded iceberg lettuce, pepperjack cheese. Feel free to customize it to however you like, but those are my recommended toppings for this dish. First I'm going to saute up all of these ingredients and then go in with my corn afterwards because it's already cooked. I just really want to get all the flavor out of the onions and the garlic and the peppers. Alright, we'll saute that up and we'll be right back. So I've been caramelizing my pepper onion mixture for about 10 minutes now, and I'll tell you a little trick to getting the onions in a nice brown caramelization color. You start to see them get dry, add a little water and toss, and then it'll like spread the caramelization around. So, next I'm going to season my mixture. A little bit of salt. This is a chipotle powder seasoning cube. A little bit of chipotle in there. Yeah. Give it like a nice smoky flavor, kind of like a burger. Grind some black pepper. And a little more cumin. Okay. Mix all of this up, and we're going to add the corn so that I can get in all those flavors as well. Now that pepper and onion mixture is just going to share all of its beautiful flavor with that corn. So now that I've got my nice corn mixture heated up, I just want to taste it and make sure it tastes beautiful. Now that I've got some good color on this mixture over here, I'm going to go ahead and start to form my patties. I've got my black beans over here in my Ninja blender. You can use anything with a pulse setting, so food processor, blender, whatever. So I'm just going to add my corn and my peppers and my onions right into here. And this will be the final stages of our patty mixture. We will then combine, add the binder ingredients, and then see how it all works out. Alright, we're just gonna pulse. Because we want it to still be chunky, but have like the texture of ground meat where it's all blended, but still a little bit of chunky with the vegetable pieces. Alright, we're gonna go with my favorite tool, rubber tip spatula, because they're the best for everything. Smells good. Alright, before I start finishing my patty mixture, I'm going to go ahead and get my toppings ready. Right here I've got green bell peppers, onions, and mushrooms that I've sliced up, and I'm just going to go ahead and get those in a pan. We're really just looking for like a saute caramelization for those. And then also, so today I'm making slider veggie burgers because sometimes I feel like if you have a big veggie burger, when you get to the bottom it tends to fall apart. So I was thinking, how could you fix that? Oh, with the tiny slider, so it's always small. Anyway, I've got Hawaiian sweet roll slider buns here, and I've buttered both the insides. And I'm going to go ahead, I've got my oven preheated to 350, and I'm going to throw this in there so they can get nice and toasty. And you got to watch them because they're small buns and they can burn quick, especially when buttered. So, alright. For my binder today, I'm going to use an egg. I'm going to start with one and see where we're at. It feels pretty dry, so I'm not going to know how much I'll need. Yeah, one will be good. Alright, and we'll just mix that fully. Then over here I've got a smaller pan going with olive oil for my veggie burgers. Alright, and just to ensure that they stay nice and together, I'm going to add a little bit of breadcrumbs into the mixture as well. And when you've got a lot of things going on like this, you just got to make sure to keep a close eye on everything. And don't keep your temperatures up too high, because that's a surefire way to burn things when you're focusing on another task. Alright, so I've got this at about a medium-high heat. I'm just going to finish mixing these up. And that is about the consistency that you want it. Kind of resembling like a burger patty or a meatball or something like that. Like a good moist texture, but you can see that it's still holding firm. Alright, smells like so good to go. A lot of things going on. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and make 2 little sliders today. And this mixture holds really well overnight. Alright, so when doing something like this, you want to knead it in your hands for a little bit, just so it gets like a sturdy formation. Maybe you can do a little ball, and then kind of flatten it. And just keep in mind the size of the bun that we're using is about like that. So we're just going to firm it around the edges, and then flatten it again, like a little crab cake. And just put it in the pan. Make the second one the same size. And if your mixture feels sticky, add more breadcrumbs. If it feels dry, add another egg. Just whatever the texture is, adjust your recipe accordingly. Do the same thing. I'm gonna grab those buns, I can smell them. Perfect timing. And they are golden brown and delicious. Alright. All of my accoutrements going. Let me tell you about my other toppings I've got today as well. Shredded iceberg lettuce and sliced pepperjack cheese. Alright, now it's time to flip. The moment of truth. very gentle. Ooh, beautiful golden brown. Got that crispy outside and a moist center. Beautiful. So many good smells going on right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let those get the same color on the other side. Put them on a non-stick little cooking dish right here. I've got my veggie burgers in my non-stick pan. I've got my oven on 350 and I'm getting ready to melt the cheese. Alright, I'm just going to grab my peppers and onions and place them on top of the veggie burger. Oops, just get them all nice on there. And I've taken one slice of cheese and just split them between both because I figured that would be enough for one little slider. Just gonna pop those in the oven. Alright, and we're ready to go. Wow, that is just beautiful. And I love how little and cute they are. Okay. Very careful. Patty on the bun, and I'm just gonna add, I've got a little ketchup on my top bun. You can customize however you would like I said prior. Just got some beautiful shredded lettuce. Oh wow, right on top. And there we go. Beautiful. That is a veggie burger.